Hey guys, Brian delivered you the goods here. Sorry, I was getting my notebook for a second, just for a moment. But I'm returning to you for a premiere video tonight, and I just moved my Xbox One controller. And this premiere video tonight is for Underoath's next Marathon studio album, for their fourth studio album, which does feature the new vocalist Spencer Chamberlain at the time. This was in 2003 and 2004. And this album review is for their only Chasing Safety that I just got done listening to for the fourth studio album in their discography. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this Underoath album, their only Chasing Safety, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I think this was a better album, honestly. I think it's much better than the last album. It seems like they're improving with their music and all that. So it's sounding pretty good, even though at the time they were Christian metalcore and all that. It's not that disappointing. This album has Aaron Gillespie singing a lot more than in the last album. And sorry, I got a notification telling me to update the laptop. But basically, yeah, Spencer Chamberlain's screaming potential is very good in this album. I'm actually starting to feel for it a little more. Not 100% on board with it, maybe 75%. Three quarters of it is pretty good. And then there's some moments where I don't know if I feel for it. But meaning if it's structured, the sounding is structurally well done or whatever. So I don't know how it performs very well, but it didn't perform as well, but it still did alright for what it went for. They were solid tracks. Young and Aspiring was not a bad song to open the album up. It's one of the better tracks to open the album up. Boy Bruised Red, or Boy Brushed Red, Living in Black and White was not a bad song either. Sorry, my voice got cracked up for a moment. The Impact of Reason is one of my favorite songs. I'm giving that a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed that one. Reinventing Your Exit. Don't know if I feel for it, honestly, but maybe in time it'll grow on me if I listen to this album more and more. But I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 for now. The Blue Note instrumental was not a bad instrumental. So 4.5 out of 5. It's just an instrumental. It's only like 52 seconds, so it's not a very long song. Then comes It's Dangerous Business Walking Out Your Front Door. That wasn't a bad song. The screams from Spencer Chamberlain are not too bad. Uh, and Aaron Gillespie's singing vocals in this whole album is phenomenal. It makes the album sound pretty good, honestly. Um, Down Set Go was pretty excellent song. Then comes I Don't Feel Very Receptive Today, and that was a really good track. I like the harmonizing with uh just Aaron Gillespie's vocals sound good, and then going into the screams from Spencer Chamberlain were and the verses were pretty good. So that was an excellent song. So I Don't Feel Very Receptive Today is getting a 5 out of 5. I'm Content with Losing, another great song. And the closing track, which there's only like 10 songs on this album, so it's a very short album. The closing track is called Some Will Seek Forgiveness, Others Escape. That was not so bad. Um, I enjoyed it for what it was. Sorry, this cat's snoring and sleeping right now on my bed. But basically, yeah. Uh, Some will seek forgiveness, others escape. It has Aaron Gillespie singing in majority of the song until the ending to the track where Spencer Chamberlain comes in with the screams, and it sounds really fucking good, honestly. So yeah, this is when there's Spencer Chamberlain starting off with the band Underoath for his very first album. So maybe his screaming vocals will get a lot better, and I'll just have to wait and see how I perceive it when I listen to the other albums too. So gotta wait and listen. So yeah, overall production, mixing, and execution, this album was good. Honestly, it was a good album. I wouldn't call it my favorite, but it's a good album for sure. It's better than the last album. So overall, I think Underoath, their only Chasing Safety album, was a good album. I highly recommend you check this album out if you haven't listened to it. I don't know if it's one of my favorites right now or if it's good for what it is. So I'm in between around giving it a score of 8 to 10. So somewhere around there. So yeah, first score for me, I'm going to give Underoath, they're only Chasing Safety, an 8.5 out of 10. This was a pretty good listen. I highly recommend you check it out. I'm going to give it a pretty good score, like I said, which is an 8.5 out of 10. Due to the fact that I do like some of the production sounding in this album, and it sounds much better sonically, this whole album. And like I said, it's structured out very well with the songs and how they're sounding. So definitely check this album out if you haven't listened to it yet. So comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Underoath album, They're Only Chasing Safety, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys tonight, which is going to be a premiere video at midnight, I believe. I don't know if it's going to be midnight precise, but if it's not midnight, it'll be 12:30 a.m. at least on the 6th. Uh, which, yeah, if you did enjoy, like I said, if you did enjoy this album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can, support the channel. I will be returning to you for another video. I think the next video I'm doing is, I think it's for track reviews tomorrow. I haven't decided on what, but mostly track reviews or a movie review. I haven't decided what, and sorry for yawning for a brief moment, but I really did enjoy this album. It was a pretty good listen, so I highly recommend checking it out and definitely purchasing it, because it's one of the better albums. Thank God Dallas Taylor's not with the band anymore, because it was not sounding very good. It was sounding good a little better in the third album, but not to the extent where I loved it, loved it. But that's just my opinion. But it's not sounding so bad. This is much better executed of an album. So yeah, definitely go check out They're Only Chasing Safety by Underoath. It's a pretty good listen. It came out in 2004, so it's like 18 years old of an album, so it's quite up there now of being a 2-decade old album. So yeah, the next album review will be premiered tomorrow night. Um, but it's actually gonna be like after midnight on the 7th. So the next album review will be Define the Great Line. So that's the 2006 album. So definitely stay safe, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your night if I don't see you again. Or whatever you may call it. Because it is premiering after midnight, this video. So I'll see you in my next video.